Hey guys, Ash here from C4E Tech, and today we have the Gionee Marathon M5 with us. First off, thanks a lot to Gionee for sending out this review unit. So in this video, let's go ahead and unbox it and take a quick look. First, we have the Gionee Marathon M5 itself. Let's set that aside for the time being. As it's the norm these days with Gionee, we have a flip cover included. Fits quite nicely with the M5. Next up, we have the warranty card and a quick start guide. A screen protector, a SIM ejector tool, a micro USB cable for charging and data transfer, Gionee's own in-ear earphones, and finally, a travel adapter. This is a 5V 2A travel adapter, by the way. So now let's get back to the Marathon M5. Feels nice, it's built out of metal. To the right, we have the power button, volume rockers, and a tray. Here's where your micro SD card goes. Up top, we have the 3.5mm headphone jack and an IR blaster. To the left, we have another tray. You can add two micro SIM cards here. Love the fact that Gionee's not opted for a hybrid slot. Let's now peel the plastic off, and to the front, on top, we have a notification LED, sensors, earpiece, and a 5MP front-facing camera, a 5.5-inch display below that, and at the bottom, a trio of capacitive keys that sadly aren't backlit. To the back, at the bottom, we have the speaker, Gionee branding above, and up top, we have a 13MP rear camera, LED flash, and a secondary noise cancelling microphone. Let's now power the M5 on, and while it boots, let's talk specs. The Marathon M5 is powered by the MediaTek MT6735 chip. Now that's 4 Cortex-A53 cores clocked at 1.3 GHz each, coupled with a Mali T720 GPU and 2 GB of RAM. It's worth noting that we have 32 GB of onboard storage, but the USP here is the fact that it's powered by a mammoth 6020 mAh non-user replaceable battery. In my honest opinion, how this battery fares is gonna be what makes or breaks this phone. Because though the build is good and the M5 is just 8.5mm thick, it weighs in at almost 215 grams, and that means it feels really heavy. So Gionee seems to be betting it all on the battery here, and I'm gonna go ahead test it out in detail, and I'll get back to you with more info on it in the full review. The Marathon M5 sports a 5.5-inch 720p AMOLED display. This is a bright display, the viewing angles seem decent. 267 pixels per inch means it's not the sharpest, but at least it's an AMOLED display with the deep blacks and punchy colors. The big black bezels surrounding the display though do seem to be very much an eyesore. So anyway, the Marathon M5 runs on Android 5.1 Lollipop with Gionee's Amigo UI on top. Amigo UI is a pretty heavy in affairs and as far as it gets from stock Android. There's no app drawer here, all your apps go onto the home screen. Gionee includes a lot of first-party apps, and the toggles get accessed from the bottom like with iOS. Amigo regulars make a return, for example the Chameleon app that lets you shoot a picture and create custom themes based on the dominant colors of the particular scene, and more. Gionee's gone with a 13MP rear camera with a single
game. We are running Asphalt 8 on high settings, so let me just move back to the game. And as you can see that the graphic quality is very good. The game is working fine as of now. We're not facing any issues with the game, it's working fine, the graphics are good, the gameplay is smooth. We did notice a few frame drops in between, but now the game is working fine. So you can enjoy high-end racing games like Asphalt 8 on Gionee Marathon M5. The good thing is that due to a huge battery and a bigger display, you would be able to enjoy the game for longer than other smartphones. So let me just now take the temperature readings and let's see what's the increasing temperature. So the maximum temperature at the back is right now 39.9 degrees, which is roughly around 40 degrees. And the maximum temperature at the front is 35. And there's no major heating issue in this region, but there's slight heating in this part. So let's move on to a second game, that will be Nova 3. So let me just run the game and show you. So here's our next game. Again, you can see that the graphic quality is good and the graphics really look very good on this display. It's an AMOLED display and a 5.5 inch HD AMOLED display. Even the loudspeaker on this smartphone is very loud and clear. It's one of the best loudspeakers we have seen in any smartphone in this price segment. We can feel slight hiccups in the game now, but it's again smooth. As you can see, the gameplay is smooth right now, but you might notice that there are a few frame drops and slight lag in between, but it's not a very huge lag. You can totally enjoy the game on this smartphone. So let's take the temperature reading and then we'll move on to our last game. So the maximum temperature is still around 39.7 degrees Celsius on the back and it's 35 degrees Celsius in the front. So let's move on to our last game, that will be Modern Combat 5. Let me just run the game. So here's our third game, Modern Combat 5. And again, the graphic quality is good. The game is smooth as of now.
Take him out.
And the game is working good on this smartphone. As you can see, the graphics are good. Game is working fine. So let's take the final temperature reading and let's see if there's any major heating issue with the smartphone after 10 minutes of gaming. So the maximum temperature is around 41 degrees Celsius and that is in this region. The maximum temperature over here is 38 degrees Celsius. And we don't find it to be uncomfortably hot. It's slightly hot but not very hot. And the maximum temperature at the front is